Welcome to today's video. We're unpacking a surprisingly common travel trap, needing a U.S. visa even when you're not visiting the United States. We'll also demystify the U.S. transit rules that catch many travelers off guard and give you a clear step-by-step plan to avoid disruptions. Stay with me to the end for a quick checklist and quiz to cement your understanding. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll explore why some destination countries require you to have a U.S. visa before they even process your application. Next, we'll clarify the U.S. transit rules and why you may need a B1/B2 even for a quick connection. Then, we'll move into practical planning steps, timelines, and a simple checklist. After that, we'll test your knowledge with a short quiz and wrap up with key takeaways. To start, imagine you're planning a trip to a country in Central America. You fill out their visa application, only to discover they require that you already hold a valid US B1/B2 visa. This instantly reshuffles your priorities. No US visa, no destination visa processing. Understanding this dependency up front lets you plan realistically and avoid last-minute cancellations. Here's what's happening. Certain destination countries use a valid U.S. visa as a screening shortcut. If you hold a US B1/B2 visa, they may trust that your background has already been vetted to a certain standard. Consequently, they require that document before they even consider your application. This means your sequence is inverted. You must first apply for the U.S. visa, wait for approval, and then proceed to the destination's visa process. Understanding this early saves you time and prevents booking non-refundable items too soon. A frequent misconception is that a quick layover in the United States doesn't require a visa. However, the U.S. does not operate sterile transit like some hubs elsewhere. All international arrivals must pass through CBP. Airlines will verify your eligibility to enter the U.S. before they let you board the first leg. If you're not eligible for the visa waiver program via ESTA, you must hold a B1/B2 visa, even if you do not plan to leave the airport. Therefore, if your route touches U.S. soil, you need the proper U.S. entry document to avoid denied boarding. Here's how to operationalize this. First, prioritize the U.S. visa application, since your destination may require it. Second, build in sufficient lead time. U.S. visa interview availability and administrative processing can stretch into months. Third, while the B1/B2 allows you to visit the U.S., you are not obligated to add extra days. Use it merely to satisfy transit or entry requirements unless you want to explore. Fourth, check for dual benefits. Many countries offer visa-free or simplified entry to holders of valid U.S. visas. Fifth, to protect your budget, avoid non-refundable bookings until the essential visas are securely in hand. These ranges are indicative and vary by country, season, and applicant profile. The U.S. visa wait can be long, so apply early and check for rescheduled appointments. Prepare your destination documents in parallel. Keep a buffer before departure in case of administrative processing. Only finalize fixed travel bookings once the essential visas are approved. Quiz time. The question is, if you are not eligible for ESTA and you're connecting through a U.S. airport without leaving the terminal, do you still need a US B1/B2 visa? Options are A, no, because you're just transiting. B, yes, because all arrivals must clear CBPC, only if the layover is longer than 6 hours. D, only if you change terminals. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Every international arrival in the U.S. must be admissible and pass through CBP, which requires the correct entry document. If you are not eligible for ESTA, a B1/B2 visa is required even for a connecting itinerary. Comparing scenarios helps clarify priorities. With a valid US B1/B2 visa, some destinations accept or simplify your application. You also gain access to U.S. connections without document-related surprises, increasing your routing and pricing options. Without it, your destination might not process your application at all, and any itinerary touching the U.S. becomes risky, potentially leading to denied boarding and costly rebooking. A useful side effect of securing the US B1/B2 visa is that multiple countries treat it as a strong credential. Some allow visa-free entry or simplified processing for holders. This can reduce friction for future trips. However, policies change frequently, so verify the latest rules on official government sites or through your airline before making commitments. This timeline illustrates a conservative planning approach. Begin research up to 6 months out. Submit the DS-160 and fee about 5 months out if possible. Expect interviews and processing anywhere from 4 months to 1 month before departure, depending on local conditions. Prepare your destination documents while waiting on the U.S. visa, then apply once it's approved. Hold refundable bookings and only finalize after you have all necessary visas. Here's a quick checklist you can copy. First, check whether your destination mandates a valid U.S. visa. Second, determine whether you qualify for ISTA. If not, budget time for the B1, B2 process. Third, plan routes to avoid transiting the U.S. until your U.S. visa is issued. Fourth, assemble your destination documents while you wait. Fifth, keep bookings refundable to limit financial exposure. Finally, verify whether your U.S. visa can simplify entry to other countries on your itinerary. Always confirm current rules on official sources, because policies change. Please note that this content is provided for general information only and does not constitute legal or immigration advice. Requirements vary by country and can change without notice. Always consult official government resources, embassy websites, or a qualified immigration professional for guidance specific to your situation. To recap, first, some countries require a valid US B1/B2 visa as a prerequisite. Second, the U.S. does not permit sterile transit, so you must be admissible to enter the U.S. even when connecting. Third, mitigate risk by applying early, maintaining flexibility, and finalizing bookings only after approvals. Fourth, your U.S. visa can provide secondary benefits for other destinations, but always verify the latest rules. As we conclude, remember to map dependencies early so you don't get stuck. If your destination requires a U.S. visa first, plan accordingly and budget time. If your route connects through the U.S., ensure you have the correct document, ISTA, or B1/B2. Finally, use the U.S. visa strategically, as it may simplify future travel. In a moment, I'll ask for your feedback and support for the channel. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please like the video, share it with someone planning an international trip, and subscribe for more practical travel breakdowns. I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments. Have you encountered the U.S. visa prerequisite or transit trap? Your insights can help other travelers plan smarter.